Hi, so here we have a rather nice Lima Class 40. This model has been modified to radio control in a similar fashion to a Deltic I did recently, which is the subject of a video of 2 or 3 weeks ago. The original model, whilst the couplings or the pickups were wired, actually includes pickups on these pony wheels. So it ran pretty well once serviced. It's still got its original motor in it. So you can see underneath here, this is where the battery gets charged, and there's a master on off switch there. I'll not go through the detailed functions of this. It's identical to this model here functionally. This is the one that was on the video earlier this month or late last month, I can't remember which. And they both operate from this homemade radio control. Let me just move it over there. So this has power switch, function switches for horns, whistles, etc. A shift button to give me another 4 options from these, center of controller, and this 16 key keypad. So I believe it works in a similar fashion to DCC, at least to an extent, although I will confess I have never used DCC in my life. But in the case of these two, they're programmed as 40 and 55, this one, which is obviously relatively easy to remember. Yeah, so the locomotives are operated with a magnet, and these should now power up. Yeah, as it's the same software and everything, the two horns actually sounded simultaneously. A40 hash, and you can see this yellow light is now on. What's happening is this is talking to this, and that reciprocates to say it heard the command. So this is always a bit spooky, but we can actually drive that locomotive now. And it will not be apparent which one, you can take my word for it. That horn came from this one. Right, so to operate the 55, you do A55 hash, and now it goes. So that's all well and good. That means that you can drive them one at a time. Right, so I'm going to lay them on their side now. That is not my dog, if you can hear it. And I'm going to set the 55 going. Hopefully you can see there the power bogey is rotating. I'm going to select the 40. So the 40 is now running, and hopefully you can see the wheels moving there. So I'm now going to select the 55. There it goes. So the 55 is running that way, and the 40 is running that way. This is probably going to be too difficult to show here. I may do it on the layout. So what's happened anyway is the 40 kept running. So if I go back to the 40, bearing in mind the controller is in the opposite direction to where it's going, it does nothing until the controller transcends through the speed it was running at. So it effectively does a pickup on the fly. Also, if things turn to custard, D will stop them both instantly, and C, which I'll maybe show in the layout, rather than a dead stop, is a controlled stop, which brings them to rest through deceleration over a few seconds. The idea being, if they're hauling coaches or trucks, there's less chance of a derailment than a dead stop. So to put them off,
please select valid locomotive.
Oh, I haven't done a dead stop, so I need to select the locomotive now. So star 99 hash puts everything off. Right, Sorry, that was a bit patchy. I will now put them on the layout and you maybe try and demonstrate that more usefully. Okay, so we've transferred to the track. The locomotives are on. They're also both set to auto sound mode, which has got 2 timing phases in it, something like between 30 seconds and a minute and a half, or a minute and 3 minutes. When they're stationary, they'll sound single horns, and when they're moving, they'll sound twin horns. I'm going to try to get them in shot together so that you can see a controlled stop. Actually worked. Right. Excellent. Yeah, that double horn was actually a fast double horn, which it is allowed to do when it's stationary. These can be switched off. I've got them in fast mode as well, so that they're happening fairly regularly. Right, this thing's now nagging me because
Please select valid locomotive.
After a controlled stop, it disengages both locomotives, so you have to address them again. So this should operate the 55, which is the one that's further away on the inner line. Sorry, the 55 is the one nearest us on the outer line. Other than that, what I said was completely correct. And that's the 40. Now looking at the headlight in that locomotive that's moving, the 40, it's a bit bright in as much as the white is bleeding through the amber panel. So it is possible to dim the headlight. I think it's 64 is the lowest level of brightness, and it should just blink at us. There we go. So now it's not bleeding through, so it's probably better set like that. Or maybe at 65, I see it's flickering a bit at 64. Yeah, that's better. The reds are either on or off, but the cab lights and the headlights they have variable brightness, which is quite useful. So if we put the 40 into shunt mode, you'll see one red and a dim white. There we go. And as with the 55, everything's identical. You can extinguish red lights on either end let's put that off. Red lights on either end so that when you're hauling a train, you're not showing reds into the back of the train, which is somewhat more prototypical.